everybody, just calm down.
Girl, just calm down.
People
Yes,
say
bitch.
the people say I have a type, and he's that type.
Oh, he's tall, dark, and handsome?
Mm-hmm.
He's not
Ooh.
dark. He like my complexion.
He's dark.
I'm
Sweetie,
finally stepping out of
sweetie,
that.
can you stop? Because I don't want the colorists to come on this episode and start with this, because that's not even going to be the argument today. But you saying that
What?
your dark skin is going to
I
blow me
said
to shreds.
I say he's my complexion, so he's not dark, sweetie.
dark.
I'm finally admitting it.
He's
Oh,
darker
okay.
than you.
Okay.
You think he's darker than me? It's because I have red undertones, so the light really soaks it up.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
But no, so I have this app for my my budgeting, and it'll give you like categories like, oh, where you spent, like if you went to somewhere more than once,
Mm-hmm.
bitch.
What's it giving?
Oh.
Giving
Girl,
evidence?
it was like it's not a crazy amount of money. It's like $60,
A
but
month?
Girl.
this particular month it was $60. But it was like 6 different ones.
Oh, 6 is a lot.
That's
But I guess you
But
like
this
variety.
But this is the thing. I have my things. I like my public play. I like my cruising stuff. I like my I love a girl that records himself on the floor of a circuit party. Oh,
Oh,
chef's
wow.
kiss.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, so much for you being a pillar of your community, sweetie.
Oh, okay. Well, I've actually been jotting these down. I will be Googling after we record.
Yo, I'll give you my login, child. Look.
Well, bitch, will I be able to go on it?
Right. Yeah, girl. It's
Blink, blink,
I'm
blink,
not
blink,
doing
blink,
this
blink,
with
blink,
y'all
blink,
today.
blink. I'm
So
not
guys,
friends.
shut the f up, Danielle. So guys, initially when I first logged on, Danielle looked like an ethereal goddess. We were waiting on Jared. I had on a Fabletics quarter zip sweatshirt. And then Jared gets on with this fucking top. And I'm like, oh, we're not doing this. Let me go put on something jazzy. So I made sure I put on my little see-through top. We're not doing this.
I was
It's
inspired
not
by the
always
look of
about
the
you.
salon.
Oh,
Right.
yes. Okay, okay. Kenya Moore Hair Spa. Only open 3 days a week.
I
Is
did
it?
see it had 4 stars.
And I
She does have 4 stars.
I
and
saw
I
4
jotted down in my
stars.
notes. I said, "Where's this salon?" And I was like, "I know Aaron's gonna know exactly where it is."
Oh, yeah. 1 second.
Yeah.
No, it's in Buckhead.
Yeah, it's in
Oh,
Buckhead.
okay.
Yeah, it's in Buckhead.
Yeah.
3 days a week? How they making money like that?
Sometimes it probably costs more money for her to do 7 days or, be open more.
That rent, yeah. And
Yeah.
and probably you have to think about it too. She could be rotating stylists coming out there or renting out the booths. We don't know that.
I mean, but
But
you have to
that's-
pay rent, open or close. Like it don't
Oh,
matter.
well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, regardless.
But I'm saying operating costs because I'm also thinking because it's a spa and Kenya is a big name, she's not working the front desk. So to have someone there when no one's working and they're working the front desk or whatever the case may be, it's probably not worth
I
it.
hope she has like a legitimate good manager running the place because
Right. Someone with experience in the spa
Yeah.
and hospitality business. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
Kenya doesn't strike me as the type of person that would cut corners on that. Like Candy is always going to be top tier for me when it comes to business, and then it's Kenya when it comes to the franchise of Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
If it were like Nene or somebody, because
that little strip mall store didn't. I mean, honestly, only Lenithia was shopping it.
Speaking
And
of
then-
Candy, and
Go ahead.
Aaron, I saw somebody quote your. Somebody tweeted your favorite quote about Kenya.
What was it?
They're talking about Kenya. You got businesses.
Kenya, you got businesses and stuff. Businesses. Oh my! Do you know they did the animated one on that shit took me out.
Business.
I'm a little afraid to. Should we even? Well, Jared, how's your day going?
It's good. I'm back in full form. I feel good. I had a productive Monday at work, shockingly. I was off Thursday and Friday. And I had a great day.
Cute.
Fabulous. I know you're not about to ask me about my life.
I'm not going to ask you, Danielle.
Oh, because my life is in shambles, guys, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I possibly could be auctioning off a couple of pieces. Stay tuned. Yeah, no, I like to some Jambos, but still I rise.
Well, you look good.
Thank you, sweetie. I mean, I'm crying through the pain though.
Dirt
Oh, and
In
and
grass,
grass.
grass.
and it should have been a no trespassing sign too.
Right.
So
uh,
yeah, how was your Monday?
Whenever I come back from vacation, I always say, "Oh, this is our first threesome in a while."
Well, speak for yourself,
Jared,
honey.
probably.
Oh,
That's what I said. Jared, I probably already know shit. But no, whenever I come back from vacation, it's always like I'm always really ready to get back, so I can like it's like a fresh start, restart, all that great stuff. So today was my first day of putting myself on the schedule. I woke up at 5, went to the gym at 5:45. I have just been working. I knocked out so much fucking content today as far as like editing, like, and the same thing's going to happen tomorrow. This video will be posted pretty soon. So yeah, I'm just tired of shit, but it is what it is.
you look great, sweetie.
You're doing well.
Amazing, sweetie.
Okay, so let's get into this lovely episode. We are at season Sweet 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Are you not gonna do the intro?
Oh my God! Did not even do the intro. We just started talking.
Mm-hmm.
Ciao. Okay. Well, anywho, hey guys, welcome to the Everybody Just Calm Down the podcast. I am your boy Poe Theory. We have my lovely host.
I'm Jared.
And I'm Danielle.
We were just talking for a good old 6 minutes. I forgot to do the intro and everything. But here we are. We are here to review season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 5, right? Episode 5.
Yes.
Now, it's about to be a mess. Where is 1 second? It's about to be a mess.
I need to drop one of Clue's bombs.
Where is it at? So we obviously open up the episode. It's kind of like a holdover where they're showing Kenya, Portia, and Shamia driving off, essentially. And Kenya's like, "Oh my God, did you hear what she said to me? You know, that whole Jimmy Jazz or whatever the case may be." Then it cuts to lovely Shamia, Angela, and Britt getting together. What took me out in this first part of the episode is when Shamia was like, "Not an old school knock." Because again, their house is over 12,000 square feet. Why are you knocking? You don't know. You don't know where she at in this multi-million-dollar home.
You don't know if I'm in the great room or in the den.
Or at the property next door with the lawnmower. You don't know that.
Because ain't the little woman cave like 3 floors up?
Yes. Which is so cool because I was looking at the rundown of that house. That little woman cave is off of their bedroom, right?
I think so.
So you can see that from the front door. I thought that was like so cool.
It's almost like a little loft.
Yeah, but what if there's no door there?
Well, first of all, your ass wouldn't be up there unless you was up there because we were having a gathering. You wouldn't just be up there.
No, but I'm saying if I'm coming through the front door, the opening that is just open. It's just like an open awning there. And if I'm moaning loud, I'm a moaner.
Well, again, when your house is so grand, darling. If anybody is approaching the property, I know about it. And if you're doing a surprise walk-in, well, then you better be prepared for what you hear.
Okay, Britt. Oh no, I thought you were going another route. Never mind. So of course, Angela and Shamia are basically hashing over what happened the night before. But one of the things that I did want to highlight, I really appreciated how quickly they got over their mess.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that.
Honestly, I think that was like kind of almost like the first time in history where an issue was resolved almost in our eyes, viewers' eyes, it was overnight because it was in the next episode, but essentially overnight. The girls drag one argument. I mean, clearly in this episode, they drag one tiny thing and it goes for infinity. This could have lasted 2 seasons, to be honest with you. We know that to be true.
100%. It would have just kept building and building.
Oh, it would have kept going and going and going. So for me, I actually was impressed that it was chopped immediately. And I think that was from both ends of women. And I think it was the right 2 women. Any other 2 women in that group that would have had the same altercation or the same little incident that happened, it would have never been cleared up.
Yeah, I completely agree. And to piggyback on that, the thing about those two specifically, Angela and Shamia, is that you can tell, and what's making them both so entertaining is that they don't take themselves too seriously, and
Right.
therefore they didn't take the disagreement that seriously either, and they were able to just move on with it.
Agreed. Agreed.
No, that's definitely a fair point. Britt shows up, and I must say she looked nice without makeup.
She did.
She looked good without makeup.
But let me just say this: as a girl who wears a full face, this is the thing. When I want to look like I'm sad and depressed and going through something, girl, I just won't put no eyebrows on. You be like, oh my God, are you sick? Are you not well? The girls automatically say that. As soon as you don't wear a lash, as soon as you don't wear an eyebrow, you're automatically not well. So honestly, that was done for me almost purposely because, girl, you live in number one, you live in the hair and beauty capital of the United States. Let's be real. The girls get hair and nails and the lashes done. That's going to be done. So you coming out the house like that to go to Sterling Hall was a little. I mean, it was you wanted the sympathy card, but I get it, girl. I will say that kind of blew me up a little bit. Like, girl, you could have put eyebrows and lashes on. Like, stop. We know what
Yeah.
happened.
Also, does she need her nose redone? Because why does she
So
always sound so
nasally.
nasally? Yeah, like every time.
Didn't we talk about that last week?
That was Jared's. Jared's been talking about that since the season started.
I think it just bothers me every episode because I really want to give her some nasal spray or something.
Very nasally.
Were y'all gagged to find out that Angela was the one that wrote that question?
Yes.
But it also is a hallmark of a great housewife.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what? I gagged. My mind was blown to find out that she wrote that shit.
From that little conversation with walking with the dog.
In the park.
And the funniest part about it is, as they were popping off at the dinner, she just sat there quietly the whole time.
She never said anything. She never even gave us an inkling that it could have been her. Remember, Jared and I, we said this last week. We were
thought
like,
it was Britt.
Britt, you wrote that yourself, girl.
Right.
We were
I think she probably was sitting there like, child, Shamia came in here with this olive branch. I can't even admit to this shit. Let me just be quiet. Like, what was really interesting to me about this interaction, and it just goes to show, I don't know if it's because in my old age or whatever, being a man of a particular age, I'm starting to have empathy for Britt. Not in a way like I'm starting. Something's not there. This isn't. Initially, I thought it was. Oh, this is her coming on the show. I want to throw my dick on the table, pee on someone's leg. This is my spot. I think something's off with her, and I think it's like the little sister thing that's happening with her. Like something is not. Some ain't clean in the milk. However they say it. Simply because the way that she needed Angela, she said, even you recognized it. When the reason you put the question in there, because you recognized that, you could see there was some energy between Kenya towards me. And Angela's like, no, I'm just defending you as a friend. You said you felt that way, so I kind of wanted to foster the conversation. But essentially, Angela's saying, I don't see it that way. And then Britt goes, well, I guess is that as far as you want to go. It's like, oh, something's happening with Britt.
I can see that. Yeah, I feel the same way. I did, like, as the episode progressed and starting with the scene, like, I did somewhat feel bad for her. You could tell, like, she was embarrassed, and she kind of like, she had that next day wake up like, oh, I made a fool out of myself last night.
Mm-hmm.
So to be the little bitch, okay, as the resident bitch on here, what I will say is you guys are giving the empathy card. I'm saying she reminds me of a ton of girls who don't have the marbles. She looks for people to be friends. Because I can't say the word I want to say, but
what's the word?
Oh, well, I don't want to be
I'll
canceled.
cut it out.
Well, I want to say she's one who seeks friends.
Oh.
That's what I want to say.
I thought it was going to be the worst one. And then she just
piled on top of it.
Right.
So
I'll make sure I cut that out.
Exactly.
Is there a marker? Let me put a mark here.
So you see what I'm saying?
Do y'all see that I made a mark?
No.
No, I didn't tell you, but okay.
I don't have my producer credit anymore.
Sorry, Mariah.
But what I will say is I I just know girls like that who constantly seek approval from women, especially when they latch on to someone that they think is there for them, or they think that they're getting closer to a person. They tend to just look for them for approval. I just think that she's one of those girls. I think she is one of those girls who wants to be the big bad wolf, but
Mm-hmm.
essentially that insecure, that could be that little sister coming out, but that insecure
Yeah.
girl who wanted all the boys to like her and showing all the tension in high school as the video vixen, that always is going to show. That insecurity is always going to show. So I don't think anything's wrong.
So
Yeah.
so basically you agree with us because you
No.
literally just said there's
No.
something
Mhm.
Well,
else going on.
the part that no, because I don't. You guys are saying it in a way
You
like,
you
oh,
don't have
poor
empathy for
her.
her. You no. I just have more of an understanding. The understanding that I had for her, where I thought she was just a thirsty bitch. Really, it seems like there's a little bit of thirst in there, but it's something else is going on. She's still wrong. I still feel like she's 100% wrong, and I don't
So
side with her on any of this.
you're saying this because she's giving off like a weenie girl activity. Is that what it is?
No, because that doesn't work for me. You
Mm.
know, I don't care. You could cry after you did me wrong. I don't care. Cry at your grandma's funeral. I don't give a. Sorry,
Now
that
what
was a lot.
mama had to do with it?
Mima. But
Yes.
anywho, so then we move on to Kenya Moore's hair spa with, funny enough, I saw this on Twitter. They said it's crazy that the first episode that we met Kenya in was a modeling call. And the last episode she's doing a modeling call. Ugh, poetic justice.
Right.
Yeah, I smile every single time Kelly comes on the scene. She
Yeah.
is really, go ahead.
Ball energy.
No, I enjoyed all three of them in this scene. I thought it was a fun scene, and they all look great.
They all,
Fabulous.
when Kelly walked in, I said, that
Now,
one denim off the shoulder was cute. I was feeling
cute.
that.
No, she does bring it. She's like a little ball of energy that I think they needed to break that up, especially when the girls are like trying to decide who should they side with. She's the perfect medium because she also too is a new girl, but her experience is completely different.
Yeah, and then as the season goes on, Kelly and Angela, like, they feel like they've been housewives for years. Like, they don't come off like new wives.
Yeah.
Yes.
They planted their feet.
One of the things that gagged me, I was dying when it was like, "Oh, this is my security, and that's my security's outside." And Portia was like, "I ain't got security, but I guess I'll be security for myself." And I just always feel slightly cringe whenever Portia talks about like physical things when Kenya's right there. Like it just
because we all
like, oh God, please don't bring it up. You gotta know how wrong Britt is in this whole situation. Just off the fact the way Portia is defending Kenya.
Yeah, she's going balls to the walls on that one.
There ain't nothing on the cutting room floor that the audience didn't get to see. We ain't missing nothing. The way Portia is defending her, basically saying Kenya was disengaging. She didn't want no parts of it, and it just felt like she just kept coming for her.
It almost gave Mean Girl, but at the same time, playing devil's advocate, I was like, well, when you do dirt, you get dirt. And you can't tell somebody how to get back at you.
Wait, what you talking about?
Oh, did we skip past the whole part? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
still at the
Ooh,
girl.
shit,
I'm like, whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, edit that and put that at the end.
No. I'm gonna keep that in because I realize sometimes I be cutting out things where like we could just be natural. Like sometimes I cut too much.
Sorry, that's my evilness coming out.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. But when I see scenes like this, all it does is frustrate me because I think, Jerry, you said this before. Were we finally going to get a season of Kenya and Portia actually being friends the whole time?
Yeah. No, and Portia even mentioned it in her interview that she said her and Kenya is such a good place that she's really enjoying it and she really feels like this is going to be the time that they just completely move forward.
Right. And it's just, it frustrates me to no end, as every single scene that I saw Portia in until the end, every single time I just kept thinking they're going to be such great friends, and it's not. Oh, it's just pissing me off.
Oh, it's gone.
I did not appreciate Kelly. Like, Kelly, you were there. Stop acting like you didn't hear what she said.
Yeah.
Remember, Kelly was like, she said that? I couldn't even tell what was going on. It was just so much going on. Kelly, you were there.
You were standing
Like,
right there, like right by her husband and Britt. You were in that same little circle. So I didn't understand what Kelly meant by that. But of course, you got to play devil's advocate. What she said? What?
Yeah. No, yeah, and I don't have a problem with it because Kelly is right now closest to Britt on the show. I would feel the type of way if she flipped on her right away. So I understand
That's
her having
fair.
Britt's back.
Because we would have
is
ate
it
her up
flipping?
for flipping. No, we would have ate her up though, honestly, because had
Is
your
it
friend back.
flipping, if you're honest?
I mean, no, I think like it's one of those things of having like a unified front. Like with these girls have her back, but then behind closed doors, you can still let Britt know she was wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially with this newfound group of women. I won't embarrass you in front of this crowd, but girl, and when we get in that parking lot, and the mic still may be rolling, but girl, why the fuck did you do that? I'm gonna go
Yeah.
in on you, but I'm not gonna let these women see it because I know that you're not in a place with them now. They shouldn't be able to fully judge you based off of this because I truly know you, or I'm getting to know you. We are the closest.
I think that she could have threaded that line so much better because she made it seem like, oh, I was so unaware. She said anything, but then but that's also not who she is. That's not what she does. It's like, but I mean, I hear you. I feel you.
Yeah.
And then again, yeah, go ahead,
I
Jared.
think she was coming from a place where she heard it, but she knows that,
It would have
theoretically, Britt,
it would have
she
done
knows
more
she didn't mean
damage
it.
than good. Yeah,
Okay.
give or take.
So then we move on to Angela and her daughter. Well, I don't know. When I just said Angela and her daughter, it made me think, your physically disabled son and your whole daughter. Oh, Kim. It's very hard for me to care about Angela's family drama when they not showing up like Mama Joyce and them.
Yeah.
We just keep getting photos and all this phantom family drama that we can't experience or see.
Right.
So it's hard for me to truly care because there's no dialogue. It's just this phantom family that she has. And I think didn't she say that? Didn't she say that the grandmother was supposed to come?
Oh,
To
yeah.
that,
They were supposed to
but
meet.
she ended up not coming.
That was the whole thing.
That was the whole issue. Well, they done put the girl out the car, out the house, child. The mother
Yeah.
paying for all the stuff. It's a mess.
So yeah, Aaron, what you're saying, I don't think it's necessarily a lack of effort. And also, for me, I'm
He
interested
gonna
just
fight for
because
Angela, child.
I'm interested because we're getting bits and pieces. Like a few weeks ago, we learned that Angela's mom and Charles don't speak, and now we're learning that she's also bipolar, and now she has issue with the dog. So we're getting like pieces as the season goes on. So I'm okay with it. I'm sure we'll see them at some point,
Yeah.
like we were supposed to see them last night. But yeah, I thought it was interesting
Do you
and also
think
kind of a
that?
mess.
Interesting. I actually don't think that we'll ever see her family on camera. And I say that because by her mom having a mental illness, that's number one, and self-proclaimed healed, right? We don't know what that lady is
That's
dealing with.
crazy.
What?
Right. I don't even think. No, I'm saying that she said that. Like,
When
why
she
would you
said
say that?
self-proclaimed healed, I was like, which is why I put it in quotes because, girl, what? But anyway, and somebody who's been struggling with the mental illness since you were a child. She was diagnosed years ago, so you know what type of time this lady is on. Which is why the daughter wasn't really trying to burn as much as she was. She could have really, that girl could have been super disrespectful, but she was still very respectful. Like, I love that lady. I love I love my grandmother. The aunt she wasn't impressed with, but the grandmother is still there. There's still love there. The aunt is out of
Well,
the question.
the daughter's also telling Angela that she should cut them off, which I agree.
Now that's true.
You're one of those people?
Well, I mean, I can help you out, but if you're gonna be disrespectful, why am I helping you? And if you're gonna disrespect my daughter, why am I helping you in a house that I bought you with a car that I bought you? Ain't no way in hell. No.
That's fair.
I didn't know you were one of those girls, Jared. I'm that girl too, but I didn't know you were that way.
Yeah. No.
You know, some people be like, but that's my. You know, a lot of people are like Candy. That's my mama, no matter what she do.
I don't care
It's
what
like,
y'all
Yeah.
say.
If you're not, if you're not showing an amount of gratitude, an amount of respect for the things that I'm giving you, then you won't get it. Like, because then that's
Absolutely.
entitlement. Yeah.
100%.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Go ahead, Danielle. What are you gonna say?
I was just saying, like, because to be honest with you, the blood will use you up more than a friend will. So they'll use you to
Hello.
the end.
Oh,
Just
hello.
because they'll pull that same card. Well, I'm your mama, I'm your sister. But girl,
Mm-hmm.
you're ripping me dry. You can tell them that this is your last dollar, and they'll be like, well, can you give me 50 cents?
Right.
So,
No, what you were
you
right.
know what I mean? We have a real stigma about that in the community, though, too. That's actually, it's a real bad thing. It's a real
Yeah.
bad thing.
Yeah, I don't. You know how many people I've had just in my life where I've expressed certain things about people, certain family members in my life, and they, well, you can't do that. That's your so and so, and it's like,
Why
I am
not?
not of the belief that just because you have this title that you are automatically given things that come with that title. You have to work to
Hmm.
continue to get those benefits or access to me. I'm sorry.
Agreed.
I did feel really bad for Angela because this was the one time that we did get. Uh, that sounds shady the way I was about to say that, but it was like the one time that we did get emotion, but it's to make it
Hmm.
seem like she's not giving us anything. But I mean, like you said, nothing really phases her. And just to kind of see
Hmm.
her interaction with her daughter, especially finding out about her getting married secretly. Come on, Mary Salt Lake City storyline. Um,
Listen.
I felt bad for her. I felt like she seems like the type of she got Charles over here. She got to worry about her family over her fucking mom and her sister. Then she got her daughter over here. Seems like who's taking care of Angela?
Yeah.
Right.
That's very
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
We
I
can tell
felt really
that.
bad for her.
But can I say this one little thing just to lighten up the mood a little bit?
Yeah,
Is
go ahead.
anybody else curious to see if the daughter is married to a girl or a boy?
You got that vibe?
Mm.
You know, I did not get that vibe, but
You
the
can never
fact that
tell
it
with
was a
girls though.
secret, but no, that's the thing. The fact that it was a secret makes me think it was a girl.
Hmm.
They have not put anything other than you got
No
married.
pronoun on it. No pronoun.
Nothing.
We ain't met
Nothing.
him. We ain't met
Or
her.
her.
Like
Or
nothing.
they.
Yeah.
So I just picked up on that little notion. I was like, why is no one saying the name? They're not blinking
Hmm.
his or her name out. So I was like,
I
maybe
haven't
she's
met his family. We haven't met his family. Like no terms like that. Good point. Okay.
I guess we'll have to stay tuned.
All right.
the braids too, also, I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, who was that? Who was that we got so irritated by when they said that?
Jacqueline.
Was it? Yes. Stay tuned. We're like,
They
for
too.
what?
She was holding her belly. Like, girl, shut up.
Girl, sit down. Um, and so they basically get up and they leave. They have a cute little moment. Her daughter breaking down. That was a little rough, but it gave me an insight to their mother daughter relationship. I was like, they're really tight. Like they're
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
tight.
tight.
They're
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 tight.
thick as thieves. I appreciate seeing that.
Yeah.
And so then we get Portia and Britt again. Portia was not playing with that girl. Like
At
Portia was
all.
like, "Hey, dog, like we not doing that.
She said,
We
"You
are
a little
not doing
cray."
that at all."
You
Right,
a little cray.
right. We started off with Britt coming out of her confessional, basically saying like, I do believe I took it too far, that type of thing.
I don't like how she doubled down. I'm sorry, y'all.
You think she
I'm
doubled down?
Did she double down?
you did. Because this is the thing. Listen,
Where? She did double down. Go ahead. She did. Go ahead.
she the whole
Or at least
time,
try to explain it away. Yeah.
every single time that incident was brought up to her, in retrospect, she would still circle back and be like, yeah, well, I mean, I probably shouldn't have gone that far. I was no, because this is the thing though. When you say something, even out of anger, when you say it, you should mean it. You should say it on business. And this brings me back to my point of what I mean by her wanting to be big bad wolf, but really you don't really have the heart to really stand on it. That's the thing.
Sutton.
Because
Mm.
yes. But see, the thing about
She's
Sutton
a
is at least
Sutton.
she's saying it to your face. Now, when the tapes go rewind it back, she'll then go, oh my God, I wasn't in the right headspace. But at least Sutton is still saying it to the people's face. This girl, Brittany, she's saying it, but then she's calling the audience to back her up as well. That I don't like. So the thing about it is, like I said, if you're going to say whatever you said to that lady, then you should have stood on it. No, I said it. I was actually pissed off and I meant what I said. Yeah, it could probably get me canceled or kicked off or whatever the case may be, but just know that I stood on business. I meant what I said. She doubled down. So that was the part that was kind of corny. I was like, damn, I kind of wanted you to take it. Hmm, didn't know.
Wait, so are you no, but that's like the same thing though. If she's doubling down, then she is like owning it in a sense.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I didn't want her to own it though. Not real. Like I didn't want her to. I didn't want her
You
essentially.
wanted
I
her to
didn't want.
continue to like be sad.
No, I wanted her to be like, I said it, and what next?
Wait, I'm confused. That's what doubling down means. I'm so confused here.
No, but what I'm
Well,
saying,
it depends on what you think she's doubling down on, I
but
should
that
say. What do
so
you think
that's what
she's doubling down
I think
on?
she's. I think for me, so I think she's doubling down on both. So on the incident itself, on her saying what
Mm-hmm.
she said, because she is admitting to saying that, but she's also saying, well, I
Right.
didn't genuinely mean it. But again, when Portia gave that example, Portia just gave an example. Now, if I would
Right.
have said that to Drew and said that while I was getting on the elevator, but I was just talking to Drew, who would that have been for? That was the same
Right. Everybody would
incident.
assume that it was for Drew. Right.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is Britt should have just kept it as is. She's on an apology tour right now. I actually don't like that. Like, why do you have to
I think
explain
she
it to these
should.
ladies?
I
She
think
would
she
have
should be
to
on an
be.
apology tour.
Yeah, she should be on an apology tour.
Oh, I wouldn't have said
You,
sorry.
well, we know you
You
don't
also wouldn't have
apologize.
been, but you would not have been in that situation. You
Well,
wouldn't
I
have
would have
created
stood
a
on
fake beef in your
business.
head. But you
Yeah,
wouldn't.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
no
I wouldn't.
business
Yeah,
you stand on.
there was no business
That's
in saying
like the
no. She was
premise. Yeah,
delusional.
there was
Yeah, the
literally
premise
no
of it is that
business.
she's
Yeah, she's
delusional.
crazy.
Yes, now that is true. So she is crazy. Sorry, Britt.
Yeah.
What I did. Go ahead, Jerry. I'm sorry.
No, I was actually kind of pleased with Brittany doing this scene. I thought she was taking ownership for what she said. I thought she realized she got crazy. I thought one, Portia did a good job of low key chastising her and putting her back in her place.
Phenomenal.
Oh, she
Yes.
did.
And two, yeah, and I think she did a good job of making Britt see. I think Britt already kind of knew she went crazy, and Portia reiterated exactly why she did. I thought it was a productive scene, I'll say, on both ends.
100%. I was even the part that really stuck out to me in this scene was when Portia was shocked that they had an issue. Britt's response to this threw me off. She said, "Yeah, I thought me and Kenya were great too, but then when she gets around the ladies, you've only been around her with the ladies. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
I didn't
Y'all
understand
ain't
what's
had no
happening either.
one-on-one. Y'all were
Yeah,
3 weeks into filming. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
yeah. Now that
Like
was true.
that's like she kind of. That's what I'm saying. Something is not."
Well, she elaborates on her story.
The elevator is not
It's
the elevator is not going to the top, sweetie.
Mm-mm.
going to the 13th
Um,
floor. Yeah,
and that we don't even do those.
so that's what I'm saying.
Right. So then we move on to Charles and Angela. Just a little quick callback. That daughter looked in the camera in that scene, by the way. I forgot to mention that when she started crying, she looked dead at the camera. But anywho, Charles needs to understand the assignment. Like what Jared
He's not
said,
getting it.
this is it. This is the job, Charles.
She'd be
Charles,
He
so
don't get it.
pissed.
finish frying that golden brown chicken because it looked rocking. So go back to doing that.
Oh, Charles is cooking his
Yeah.
ass off.
And they even show aside. He's like, "Why do you want to talk about this stuff?" And Angela says, "Because we're married." I'm like,
Right.
"Yeah."
Why was he? And then, you know what it is with Charles too? It's like pulling teeth. And you know what the crazy thing about it is, which is so crazy to me. This is 100% authentic, whether those cameras were rolling or not. She would be trying to tell
Oh
him about
yes.
some tea that's going on with her girlfriends, and he's supposed to be trying to fake engage. He don't even pretend that he's engaging. He's actually the
Oh yeah.
epitome of a black man that don't want to hear it. I ain't listening to
Facts.
this.
I also think there's a point to this too. She went home and told him this.
Oh,
That
yeah.
night she went home and told him this. And I think he's more I think the
Well,
reason
no, he was
just
there.
really Oh,
Remember
so
when
he
they
didn't
were
even have to go home.
Remember
He
they
told
were
her she
pulling
told him in the
off.
car.
Yeah, they
Right.
were pulling off, and they was like, "There's Charles."
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
So-
she told him in the car. So he's probably in his brain like, "Girl, we already talked about this. Why we gotta talk about it?" He's like, "It's for the show, Charles. The show." Jesus Christ, that man.
You see these
He is
cameras you
something
keep
else.
looking into? We're on the show.
Right.
We
Bro,
gotta talk about this.
and then you over here minding my business about washing my hands in my kitchen.
Right.
Charles.
Those poor producers. Can you imagine the production team walking into that house
I
with
know he's
Charles?
a headache.
Yeah.
I know he is.
But also too, he might have that type of. Well, it seems like he has a type of personality that, like, I feel like if I was around Charles, I would enjoy the out of him.
Yeah,
I like that type of old school man banter.
Yeah.
But if you have a certain type of personality, you wouldn't be able to take it. You'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this?
That's he's old school black pop. That's all I see from him.
Right.
Like that's literally I give black men over 55 who can literally say and do what they want.
Facts. He looked good though. I love that hair. He looked like he's just nice looking man.
Not for me.
I don't think he's a nice looking man. The hair's good. He still has hair.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Not at all. What can you say?
Okay, girl, calm down.
keep me far away from Charles.
Right. Oh dang! I just realized we don't got no fine husbands on Atlanta. That's unfortunate.
Ralph
was decent, but he could never give it to me.
Ralph is good looking, but I can't even get past him being Ralph. So
right. So that's number one. Him being Ralph, his name being Ralph. Number one, I don't like the name. That, and then number two, short and buff, and your teeth too big. You always smile into my face. Close your mouth.
Okay, so then we arrived at Kenya's event, and I must say, Cynthia gonna be on time if she don't do nothing else. Kenya, they were still setting up the step and repeat, and she getting on the car and everybody's like, hey, Cynthia, you look good. She said, hey, girl, how you doing? Cynthia's always gonna be on time. Cynthia looked like Cynthia. Kenya looked flawless. I mean, if you're gonna end your career, look like that. Like, wow.
Now, that's how I'm gonna go out. Yeah, the hair was fabulous.
Portia, I would say, was a strong number 2. Shamia, were you about to play cricket? What was going on with that?
Oh, drenched in Chanel yet again. Drenched in Chanel. You hear me?
Right.
Now it was
that cool hair, seeing. Go ahead.
Now that hair that Shamia wore, now that was okay.
Oh, is it because it's like your hair?
Shout out to all my baldies out there. Nerd. What I'm saying is the curls, the finger waves are so tight. They're so tight.
It was cool it was so cool to see Lawrence. I was like, oh, like a little flashback.
We love Miss Lawrence.
What is it? We have Britt and Kelly were coming together.
We're armed security.
Also, this is the best I've seen Kelly look so far this season. Was at this event.
When Kelly, I'm jumping a little bit ahead just for the visual. When Kelly stormed out and she was walking and the camera was behind her, I said, baddie. Jesus Christ. I have a really big. Maybe I'll save it for who needs to calm down. I'll save it for that. I'm kind of glad that Britt thought that she can walk in there and there would be an olive branch. Like, again, the level of delusion, I don't know if, as she said, everybody was pushing her to do it. That wasn't a place.
Yeah, I don't know why
it just wasn't.
So do you think she should just not have gone?
Yeah, she shouldn't have gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone. When you go to your ops event, it's a setup. You don't know what kind of play that is. Come on.
True.
Yeah. I insinuated I was gonna pim you. Like, what?
Just kidding.
Right? Yeah, it don't work like that. Right? Like, what's in it? Is it Mason? Is it like what? Like,
is it a poisonous flower? No. Girl, I can't trust you
at all. I will say though that what gags me. Did y'all realize that? Y'all did not miss Drew this whole episode until she popped. He was like, oh shit, she wasn't here. What?
That's so fair.
With that wig sitting right here.
And with
32 minutes. Right. In that big ass purple suit, child. Looking like Let me stop. Right.
She got a bodyguard too.
Girl. When Drew walked up, because they flashed her real quick before she actually walked up and had the conversation with her. I was like, but damn, I forgot Drew was even on the show. Like, Drew was nowhere to be found. And I appreciated that.
Bye.
What I did enjoy about Drew, well, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead to her. Portia.
No, go. Yeah.
So I did appreciate, because Portia sometimes does this condescending, sarcastic thing, which I sometimes find annoying. And I appreciated that Drew was matching her with that exact same energy. I found that a little bit entertaining.
Little banter.
It's
Look,
just because
look.
it's Drew. It don't land for me.
You know what it
It's so
is?
hard to land for me because it's Drew.
It was like Tweedledee
I
and
thought it was
Tweedledum
cute.
doing banter. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Like Beavis and
And then
Butthead
she
going back and
irritated
forth.
she irritated Portia to the fact that Portia had to walk off.
I know shit. I'm not doing this.
No, what took me out was when she said, "Girl, don't nobody want his hot dog." And Portia was like, "Oh, was that supposed to be a thing? Was that supposed to be like a moment for you? Like, was this supposed to
My
be like a record skip?" And she was like,
she
like it was
did.
just, ugh.
You know what else cracked me up? Cynthia is so fucking hilarious because
Oh,
It's funny
bitch,
as
go,
hell.
go.
when Drew is like, we don't have to do this, and then since she was like, we can speak to each other, and like Cynthia's like, yeah, it's uncomfortable, and Portia's like, you haven't even been here.
Right? Girl, she's like, so pipe down. Like, no, because you remember the earlier part when she was talking to Cynthia, she was like, yeah, but you ain't missed that. Me and Drew ain't, you ain't missed that, child.
But pipe down.
Right. And so finally, Britt and Kelly finally arrive. Now, this is the Britt had whatever energy she feels she was feeling from Kenya. When she actually received that energy from Kenya, when Kenya was paying her dust, and she said, "Okay, I know you're going to ignore me. It's fine." She gave her the flowers and left. That's the energy you should have been on the whole time. If you felt that energy, you should have paid that energy dust.
Right.
Now you wanna fucking be like, okay, I get it. You're going to ignore me. I'm just gonna leave. That's what you should have been on the whole time.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. But this goes to
it's
my this is goes
mind
to say
blowing.
you can't tuck tail. You can't be a thug and show up to the fight and then and then you the person that you came to fight don't show up. Now you over here going around like, yeah, yeah, I won. No, you didn't win. And then when you see the person again by yourself, now you going like this, oh, I ain't want to fight. I wanted to fight last week. I want to fight
Mm-hmm.
today. You can't do that. That's what I mean. You got to own that, Brit. If you was gonna be that rough and tough, you should have kept that. So I really don't feel bad for her. That lady gave you them flowers. It was a beautiful bouquet though. But also, why'd you
It
bring it?
was.
It's a beautiful bouquet. But he said, Brett said, can you keep the
Yeah.
card? Girl, she don't want that
Portia
card.
said, from my experience, child, sure did take my tree back. um, so
Oh.
cutting to, the whole thing. Give me your thoughts. I'm curious where you guys land on this.
I mean, it was just unfortunate. And I think what gagged me the most is that I don't think any Housewives episode I've ever seen all of the wives collectively be so over a situation. Like they were all their faces, they were just so over it. The fact that Portia was disgusted, I mean, it was just crazy. And yeah, I don't know. Seeing Kenya take that swig of tequila right before and
Mm-hmm.
then making sure to call it, I don't know. It just gave like she was crashing out. It was kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I,
was a crash out moment.
I will just before you jump in, Danielle, because I do want to respond to the Portia thing. I actually think the Portia part of it makes so much sense because you remember when they had that season after they had their babies, Kenya did something to someone else, and Portia immediately was almost like, you know what, I'm good. And Kenya couldn't figure out why. She was like, we were good. Why are you? She was like, no, you started to behave like the person that I did not like when we were not getting along. And that I
Mm-hmm.
just can't be with that. I can't deal with that person. And I feel like that was the moment Portia was having. Like, damn, I thought this bitch was, yeah, you might be cool with me, but I know where you can go. And if that
Right.
person is still in you,
Let
I
me
might have
hands
to pull away
off.
a little bit. So that's kind of where I feel like
Mm.
Portia was, where I hit Portia that way. But go ahead, Danielle.
Hmm. For me, I just don't know why she chose her own event to do it. That's my thing. What the thing I can't wrap my head around is why would you use your own stepping stone to advance your business? You already talked about how you put $400,000 worth of your daughter's college fund
Mm-hmm.
into this project, into this baby of yours that you actually essentially have been growing for quite some time. We watched this journey. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
for you to highlight another bird at your event, that was strike one for me. I did not like that. So that was number one. I don't care who it could
Mm-hmm.
have been. It could have been any of the women. For me, I would have never highlighted someone else at my event. Number two, the ladies being shocked also blew me up because I was like, oh, they're actually really upset. But also, we weren't there in live time to see all of those people and look at the disgusting footage that we now know what was actually on poster board. That's for a science project.
Mm-hmm.
That was for the world to see. So when I say show and tell, that's what I mean. That was a show and tell, but I think at the same time, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying her place of business definitely wasn't the right place, and not for nothing. Honestly, even filming, I don't think it was the right time. I think that this should have been some off season shit that possibly could have trickled in, and that we just saw
Some
it.
old school Real Housewives of Atlanta. Some old school Real Housewives of Atlanta that comes back up at the reunion.
Right.
That happened off camera that we don't know, we didn't see it, but we talk about it, you know?
Exactly. So I think us seeing that the visual, it did not make Kenya look good. And I wouldn't say even bully, because I'm seeing a lot of people online refer to it as a bully. I'm not seeing bully. I'm seeing revenge. 100%. It's giving. I played really dirty, and this was my revenge. This is what I caught you doing, and I wanted the world to see. It backfired. You damn near lost your career over it. So was it worth it?
So, okay. So I don't look at this as revenge.
Mm.
Revenge would have been the monologue, the diatribe she gave, and Britt was still standing there. Revenge would have been you take the flowers, you say thank you, put the flowers down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so dramatic. You keep the flowers in your hand. She's standing there while you're doing your speech. You throw the fucking flowers on the ground. Glass goes everywhere. I'm joking.
So a liability.
But no, you do the speech with her there. You say all those same things with her there, with no poster board.
Yeah.
You just say everything that you said there, which I do think still crazy as fuck that you gave her all that time and attention.
Yeah.
Like you said,
didn't even know who that was.
But
right.
I mean, yeah, but also it was her. I believe it was her intention to do it while she was there, but Britt left.
Right.
But you
gonna show the poster board with her there?
That.
No, but I'm saying, but the poster board with her there, that's a lot.
I believe she did because she waited. She specifically waited.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you that she was going to do that. I'm just saying, wow, like, wow, like, thank God it happened the way it would be. Kenya would be skewered if Britt would have reacted in a very physical way. Then it would be the reception that she's getting now. Not Britt, but both of them would be having the same reception. But if Britt would have been like crying there, Kenya would have been way more done than she is now. A little tea that I got from the streets of Atlanta. It was not allegedly. Apparently, it was not a private detective. It was not a PI, a private investigator. You know how they keep showing Ming Lee and the light-skinned girl that was on the show last year? That was Kenya's friend?
Yes.
Those are the two girls that Kenya was pushing for Peaches. Apparently, Britt must have got wind of that. They were in the running off for the Peach shit like that. There's also an issue between Ming Lee and Britt because they both dated Rick Ross.
I saw that too.
Ming Lee allegedly is the one that gave Kenya all that footage, which is why they kept shooting. Yeah, it's why they kept
showing her,
looking at her on that show.
That does make sense though.
Kenya, my issue is, you too smart for that. You too smart for any of this lowbrow shit. You did this to someone that who's Britt Edie in this world? Like legitimately. That was just a lot.
Yeah.
Like this is the one time, and before we get into the last segment, this is the first and only time in my life where I've ever felt this way. Well, the opposite of what I believe in, which is don't give me your 2 if you don't want my 10.
Right.
This is the first time that I'm actually seeing that mindset and I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah.
But then I still go back to like, bitch,
you deserve it.
You're gonna shoot me. Like, yeah. But it's like, I'm just gonna get you jumped. I'm not gonna show you your tiggly bits, but whatever.
Yeah.
Tiggly bits is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know where you got that one from.
Go ahead, Jared.
Before we move on, I also just want to
Mm-hmm.
say too, I won't tolerate any Cynthia Bailey slander. I'm seeing a lot of chatter calling her a flip flopper, this, that, and the third. Cynthia was a great friend to Kenya in that moment. She told her exactly how she felt. She gave
Great
her
point.
a
Yes.
good lashing, was honest with her as a friend, and told her that it was wrong. Ended with an "I love you," and then
Yeah.
calmly left. Cynthia was a good friend to her and said exactly what she should have said in that moment. And I don't like the fact that people are calling her a flip flopper and all those other things that I've been seeing a little bit of.
And you know what, Jared? And just to piggyback off that, so Cynthia was on Watch What Happens Live, and I ended up catching it. I was like, "Ooh, Cynthia's gonna be on." And even on Watch What Happens Live, she was like, "No, we haven't spoken since the incident," but she was still holding her to up at a certain level as we may not be as close, but that's still my girl. I actually won't stand by people badgering her name because she really is a good person. That was just in a situation where I don't even know who that person was.
Mm-hmm.
She's a real
So
friend. She's a real
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she stood
friend.
on business with that one.
Like that's what friends are supposed to do. Especially to come at it like that with love. You're better than that.
And
And I think that kind of hit Kenya in a way because she not, she didn't have a mother. She not used to that type
right,
of
Mm-hmm.
and I was gonna say, I think
accountability.
the disappointment there. You say your friend saying you're disappointed
Mm-hmm.
in you is completely different than maybe even a parent saying they're disappointed in you. Like, well, my friend knows my decisions. They know that that's not my heart. So that really set something for her. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, that really she's dwindling. She is setting in right now. It is.
No, 100%.
Poor girl.
All right, guys. So it is child Lord. All right, guys. So it is time for our favorite segment of the show, and that is
Everybody, just calm down.
girl, just calm down. Okay, so I am actually going to pull a Jared this episode on my person who needs to calm down. And that person that actually needs to calm down would be production.
Mm.
And let me tell you why I feel production needs to calm down. That girl, y'all have that on the loudest mics. This is Bravo. Y'all have the best technology. Y'all heard every fucking word out that girl's mouth. 9 times out of 10, she probably said even worse things that y'all have on tape. And the fact that y'all thought it was a good idea for that girl to come in there, y'all been working with Kenya for years. Y'all thought it was a good idea to have that girl go in there and try to apologize that she's just threatening with a gun. She don't know that girl from Adam.
Mm-hmm.
In what world would you think that was appropriate? That woman should have been paused from filming immediately after that. She shouldn't have even had the option to apologize to Kenya.
Yeah.
This could have been, I don't blame, everyone's at fault. Britt, you started it. Production, you continued it. And Kenya finished it.
Pretty much in that order too.
But as far as who I lay most of the blame at, I lay the blame at the principals, and that is production. So production, you need to calm the down. Oh, I'm upset. Okay.
Oh my
I
god.
see. Right. For me, Charles Oakley.
Swear to God, I was gonna pick Charles.
Charles, let your wife do her job. Let her talk to you on these cameras about these situations that's going on. She signed up for a show. She needs a paycheck. Well, she may not need the paycheck, but this is part of her getting this paycheck. Converse with this lady on camera. You can talk to her. She's your wife.
Right.
When I say I was actually like, I'm gonna take a page out of Jared book and Big Toe Charles, because I really wanted him to calm down. But you know what though? You know what? Let me get two people, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Charles, I'm sorry, Jared, you took my Charles. I need you to calm down and not be on your wife's ass. Like you gotta. I want you to like just relax a little bit, okay? The hand washing, the little nitpicking. I get it. You're a black pop. You like things a certain way, but again, you on camera. People are judging you. You already know that from your past endeavors. So relax. You need to calm down. And Kenya, you needed to have calm down because you should have known better to not let the Brit Edie's of the world get you riled up to the point where you actually are missing a Bravo check because of this girl. That's why Kenya needs to calm down because you let that girl play with your money. And that's something that we know you not to play with, but you did. So both of y'all gotta calm down. Sorry, y'all.
And
No,
Kenya had
go
to have been
ahead.
the highest paid on that cast, right? Or at least tied with Portia.
Yeah, probably time with
Yeah,
Portia.
probably tried with Portia.
The one other part that I would just like to say really quickly before we get out of here, and it speaks to my production part of it. She did an interview, and I thought I brought it up. She did an interview with Carlos King when she talks about how she did not feel protected. I think people do crazy things when they feel like their back is against the wall. I even said it early in this episode. It was not a balanced attack. It wasn't proper revenge. Like I said, the 2 on the 10. I know my trigger. I recognize this trigger in her. When I don't feel supported or defended when I know I should be, when I don't feel protected, I turn into a wild beast. I go crazy. Like, okay, don't nobody got my back, so then I really need to go crazy.
You go in defense mode too.
And pair with her mother's shit, you know, like that's probably where that's coming from. So I just get some therapy, and I hope she's not passing that along to Brooklyn. I really hope. I really hope.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that is the end of this lovely episode of Everybody Just Calm Down, the podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. The Real Housewives of Atlanta fans, y'all have been kind, but them Beverly Hills girls, y'all been dragging us. Right. Housewives of Atlanta, don't be mean to us. We can't take it no more, please.
Well, we can take the Beverly Hills girls. We're not Garcelle. We can take it.
Oh, she was gone last week. She want to smoke. I'm gonna make sure I clip that part. Beat his ass this time. I ain't got time. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. Peace.